Hey guys, welcome back to Gracie's Faith Journey. Today we are talking about the 1 year since I said the big yes. So I had my journal with me. See, same one as always. I came up with notes, questions that I can ask myself to talk to you guys about. But I have my pen with me so I can write down anything that I feel like needs to be written down. That stood out to me like I've been doing. But before we get into that, make sure you like, subscribe, and turn on those post notifications. Let's get into it. Okay. The first question I have for myself is, why is this anniversary so important for me? The reason why my mirror is next to me, so I keep looking at myself, so I'm gonna put it away real quick. The reason why this anniversary means so much to me is I know, hang on, I'm trying to figure out how to word it. I've seen my life change in the past year. So it's kind of crazy to be able to look back on from a year ago and be like, my life is completely different. Like, if a year ago me talked to today me, we wouldn't agree with each other. We'd be like, no, there's no way. Like, yeah, and like a year ago me would be like, nah, there's no way you've done that. And me today would be like, yes, I have. And then a year ago me would tell me something and I'd be like, yeah, that's the stupidest decision you've ever made. Or that's a really good decision and this is where it led you. So it just, like, a year ago me would probably ask me, how was sophomore year? And I would probably tell her, it was amazing. You had a lot of fun. You made some great friends, but this summer you separated from those friends for certain reasons that you're probably gonna think I'm crazy for. But honestly, it was worth it. It was worth being friends with them for the sophomore year, and then kind of fading. It was worth it. It taught you some things, and what you're about to go through is gonna be worth it in the long. But why this anniversary is so important to me? Hang on. I'm writing down what I just said. Another thing for the reason why this is so important to me is I've struggled with my mental health and my happiness and like who I am as a person before I met Jesus and being comfortable with who I am. But now that I've met Jesus, I am comfortable with who I am. I'm happy and I'm not. I still have rough days where I'm just sad. Having feelings is normal. Having feelings is normal. Having bad days is normal. But I've definitely noticed, I keep clicking my pen, I've definitely noticed a change in my mental state and the way I feel about myself and the way I live my life. So, that's one thing. Another reason why I think this is so important to me is because ever since last year, ever since I said the big yes, a lot of things have happened in my life where if I didn't say yes to Jesus, I wouldn't have been able to get through them. For example, my grandma getting cancer. She's had it for a long time, but if I didn't say yes to Jesus, I wouldn't have been able to pray about it and get it off my chest and be willing to trust him with what he has planned for my grandma and know that she's gonna be okay no matter what. And she's fighting her hardest, which is exactly what I've been praying for. Another thing, if I didn't say yes to Jesus, was the friendship stuff that I just told you guys about sophomore year, and going apart from those people. If I didn't have Jesus, that would have been the hardest month of my life. That friendship fall apart hurt me mentally, but the mentality of being sad all the time was only like a week long. And people are like, and when I say that, people are like, that just means you didn't care about him. No, I cared about those girls deeply, and I will forever and always care about those girls very deeply. But Jesus, during that week, he showed me that I have more than just them, which I think is something I didn't realize when I was in the relationship with those girls. Like, they were my world. They were all I had other than Jesus. But when we all faded and went our own directions for certain reasons, he showed me that I have more than what I thought I had. He showed me that I had very supportive people, and through the decisions I made, and before the decision I made, that the decision we all made that separated the group, I look back at it now, and like 2 months before that fading was happening, he was having people say things or do things that showed me, hey, this is what's gonna happen in a couple months. And I didn't realize it until now that I'm thinking about it, that people would say things that weren't part of the friend group, and that correlated to the friendship fading, but I didn't realize it. But like I said, when I was in that friend group, those girls, that group of people was all that mattered. And Jesus, they were all I had, besides my family. But I was in my own little circle. I was happy, yes, because they were my first real friends. But they were all I had, and at least that's what I thought. So when they faded, and like I said, Jesus showed me, hey, you have more than just them. And I feel like that just kind of helped me realize, hey, it's okay. And anyways, what I was saying about like getting over it in a week, people are always like, that just means you don't care. No, I care. I still deeply care. I still have moments in my life where I'm like, in my life, ever since that friendship faded, or whatever you want to call it, I still have moments where I'm like, why did I say what I said? I wish I was still friends with them. Why did I do what I did? Why did they do what they did? And I'll hear certain songs that relate to that situation, and I'm like, why did I do that? I still have my moments, but then there's other moments where I'm like, I'm so glad that I don't have to talk to them anymore, because there was such a heavy weight behind them that I didn't realize. I didn't realize that, like, as I was talking to them, I didn't realize how much, like, all their drama and stuff was going to affect me. I didn't even realize it until I separated myself from them. So the reason why this anniversary is so important to me is if I didn't have God with me, if I didn't say yes to God a year ago, he wouldn't have helped me through my situation. And I know, like I always say, like, God is always with you no matter what. Yes, very true. I said that last video, like, God's not leaving you, God is with you. But if I said no, if I didn't say the big yes, my situations would have been so different. He would still be there to help me, but I'd have a different outcome. But then again, God makes everything happen for a reason, so there are clearly reasons that the stuff that I've gone through is helping me. But another thing that this is so important to me is I started viewing my life in a very different perspective than I did before I said yes. Before I said yes, it was a very sad, like I said, gloomy perspective. And now that it's been a year, looking back on it now, I'm definitely starting to see the world and my life in a different and better perspective, which is a good thing. And another thing, now that I'm thinking about it, hang on. I can't multitask. I've noticed that I've changed as a person. Before Jesus, I had a lot of attitude, and I got in trouble a lot, especially with my mom, because I did nothing but bicker and argue and a lot of things, and I didn't help around the house. Like, I was just my own person. Like, I didn't want I cleaned my room, but it'd get dirty within 10 minutes. But ever since I said yes to Jesus, I couldn't tell you the last time I got in trouble. There's been a couple times where, like, one time I accidentally hung up on my mom, and she didn't realize it was an accident. She yelled at me. But I haven't, like, gotten yelled at as much as I used to. I haven't gotten in much trouble. I haven't gotten into very many arguments. I definitely started helping around the house more, to the point where this past weekend when I went to my cousin's house, if my cousins left a mess, even though it's not my house, I cleaned it, because it's just, I've noticed who I am deeply has changed. So I'm starting to see myself change, is another thing. Alright, next question. Hang on, I might move this down. See myself change. Next question. The biggest way God has changed my life this past year. And basically I was gonna say the same thing I just said. He's changed me deeply, like deep in my soul. I'm a completely different person. My heart has changed, my thoughts have changed, my life has changed, my perspective in life has changed. I'm definitely, this is gonna make me sound like a really bad person, but like, growing up I would get judged all the time because of my disability, and I hated it. And I'd kind of just let them do it. When I see people do it now, I'll say something. I won't say something mean back, but I'll say something like, "Hey, can you just leave me alone? Just leave me out of it. Stop comparing me. Like, it's none of your business on who I am." I've started to stand up for myself. That's one way to put it. Another thing that I've noticed is he's put me in a bunch of different communities. I think like I said last video, I think I finally found my community of helping kids with disabilities in Young Life. So he's helped me change. He's definitely changed my pack and who I'm with. So he's changed who my surroundings. Another thing I've noticed is he's starting to use me to help my family get closer to him. Like, we were at a Cody Johnson concert, and By Your Grace started playing, and I was singing, and I am bowing my head and praying and stuff. At the end of the song, my dad comes up, like, I open my eyes, and he's just standing there, and I'm like, whoa, where did you come from? And my dad gave me a hug, and he told me that seeing me with Jesus and changing ever since I started doing this stuff, that it's made him want to be a better person. So he's definitely God has definitely been using me and my family to show, like, using me in very small ways that I do not realize that's helping my family want to be better and want to do better and want to do better things. So God's definitely using me in good ways. And lastly, one thing that I've noticed is I feel very deeply. I've always felt very deeply, like if somebody's sad, I feel it too. I think I've started to feel it a lot more since I started following Jesus. Like yesterday, me and my cousin got in an argument, and she goes in her room, locks herself in the door, and I wanted to go in her room and make sure she was okay and not doing anything. She was okay and not, like, you know what I mean? She was okay mentally and not, like, going, But even though the things she said in the argument hurt me, I still felt bad for her. When my friends are going through stuff that have nothing to do with me, but they tell me about it, it affects me deeply. So I've realized that I care deeply. I've never cared deeper in my life. So let me write that down and we'll move on to the next question. A challenge I have faced and how God was faithful through it. Probably the friendship fading. There was something that happened that caused the friendship to fade. But I'm the reason it happened. I hate to admit that. But there's more stuff connected to it than just me. And I realize that now. But I put myself in a situation that I knew they weren't gonna like, but I did it anyways. I prayed about it. I talked to God about it. He told me to go. He told me to trust him. He told me, I got this. I will take care of it. So I went and did what I knew weren't gonna make my friends happy. This is where I start to sound like a bad person. 3 days into that, 3 days after I made that decision, I didn't tell them. 1 day into that decision, nothing. 2nd day into that decision, nothing. Didn't tell them nothing. I acted like everything was fine. I didn't do anything. Because God told me not to say anything. Because he got it under control. The 4th day after I made that decision, I told them. Technically, it was the 3rd night, but nobody responded till the 4th day. And both of my friends, well, one of them, I'm gonna cry. One of them, responded to me and gave me an answer and was rightfully hurt. I told you, it still hurts. She was rightfully hurt. I felt so bad. She said things that she had every right to say, but at the same time, she said things that shouldn't have been said. But my other friend, once I told her what I did, I never got a response back. Every time I texted her, I was like, please just answer me, please. Say something. Like, I need to know. Like, yes, you can be angry at me, but I just need a response back. Never got a response back. So, friend that gave me a response back after an hour of her saying, how she felt, and saying things that she had every right to say, and saying things that she probably shouldn't have said. I was blocked. Mind you, I had friendship bracelets with both of these girls. So I was blocked by her. I took her friendship bracelet, threw it away. And after 2 days of not hearing from the one girl, I took her friendship bracelet, threw it away. And I talked to my sister about it, I've talked to my cousins about it, I've talked to my mom about it, I've talked to my brother about it. They can't control my life. The decision I made, they had no part in telling me that I couldn't do that decision. If I wanted to, I would have, and I did. So they, the whole thing with, they felt like they were saying things that made it sound like they were trying to control my life. And, like, as I was talking to everybody about it, they were like, they have no control of your life. The only person that has control of your life is you and God. I was like, very true. So, after that, I kind of just let it go. I was like, they can't control my life. They can't tell me what I can and can't do. They don't control me as a person. I do what makes me happy, and if you don't like it, then leave. And that's, like, how I started to see things. And it was hard at first because I was letting go of things that were deeper than just a friendship. But looking back on it now, the decision I made is totally worth it. If you know, you know. I'm not ready to say it, but it's a secret. If you know, you know, so don't say anything. But if you don't, it's a secret. I keep it a secret. But the decision I made was definitely worth it. I'm hoping in the future, if I ever see those two girls again, we can talk things out and figure out, like, how I felt and how they really, really felt, and make amends. They don't have to be my friends again. We can just be mutual, and I'm okay with that. But I have a feeling if God's gonna bring them back, then God's gonna bring them back. But another thing that God has helped, a challenge that I have faced, and how God was faithful through it, my school year. This coming school year that I start in 2 weeks, save me now. I signed up for cosmetology at High Point. So exciting. It's Ohio High Point. I got accepted. I was so excited. I was nervous at the end of this past school year because I'm leaving all my friends, and I'm not going to be able to see everybody every day, and it was just a lot. And I had to leave choir after being in choir for 5 years. Last year was my last year ever doing it. So it was definitely a big and scary change. But once the school year ended, I got excited. I was like, yay, I'm going to a new school, I'm trying new things, I'm following my dreams. And then mid-school year, I started a hobby called photography. I have my camera with me behind me, but it's not, I don't have the battery in it. The battery's charging. I started photography. I love it. Actually, I'm just gonna show you guys some photos, so give me a minute. Yeah, anyways, I started photography. I found my mom's old camera, and I started photography off of that. And High Point does offer photography, but I didn't know if I was gonna be able to take it, if I was gonna be able to do photography if I already signed up for cosmetology. And I was scared that I was going to go try cosmetology and not like it, and then hate it for the rest of the school year, because I have to be there my junior and senior year, so these next 2 years of school, and I didn't want to hate something for the next 2 years of my life. So it's kind of where I've been at with it. Trying to find a good photo that I really like. This one I really like. I took it of my brother in the garage. I don't know if you can see it. Hang on. There you go. See? But I've really started to love photography, and I love catching the photos of things. And I have 109 photos on here, by the way. I'm not gonna show you all 109. Just showing you my favorite photos that I've taken. So give me a minute. But I can talk while I'm doing this. So God has helped me through the nerves of things. The nerves for High Point. And He's helped me figure out if I really wanted photography, and if I really wanted cosmetology. There's this one. It's the flag. I don't know why it's still bright. There it goes. See? So he's definitely helped me with realizing what I want to do with my future, which, like I said, is helping kids with disabilities get closer to God, and maybe a little bit of photography. It's a photo of my sister, my favorite photo of my sister, matter of fact, that I've taken. Promise I'm not going to show you all of these. I will continue talking as I'm taking these, but another photo of my sister. And then, so he's got, this one's my favorite of my cat, the window reflection in the back. Hang on. See? So God has definitely helped me make decisions, like realize what I really want to do with my future and how far I want to take it. I'll write that down in a second. I'm at 80 photos right now. And then when my sister does tricks, I'll take photos of her doing the tricks and stuff. So, hang on. See? So, anyways, God has definitely helped me figure out what my future is and what I want to do with my future in that case. I have so many photos of my sister doing tricks because it's the last photos I've taken recently. Yeah, that's about it. God has helped me definitely figure out what I want to do with my life. My bad. Figuring out my purpose is what I'm going to write down. Okay, and then He's helped me find the right friends and the right people, but I feel like I've already said that. Finding the right community. My community, I've definitely struggled with that before I met God, so the fact that He's helped me find the right community is awesome. It's helping me a lot. One other thing that a challenge that I've faced and how God is faithful through it. Oh, I'll talk about how He was faithful through every situation after I talk about what the challenge was, and then I'll go through the list and say how He was faithful. Another thing, going to church. I know that's hard, but you guys probably see my 40 video with church camp and stuff. He helped me get back in church realm. Oh, here's what I'll say. July was a very, very, very Christ-focused month. That's literally all I have to say. July, we went to a Cosmic baseball game. They prayed at the end of the game. Like, they were mostly Christian. Cody Johnson, he sang Christian songs. Drew Baldridge, he sang Christian songs. The church camp that I went to with my cousin that one night, the church camp I went to with kids, the day camp I went to with kids with disabilities was Christ related. And I just went to Ann Wilson this past weekend, so that was fun. So it was definitely a Christ-centered July. So he's helped me find his way back to him. But I'm gonna explain how he's been faithful through his situation. Now, the friendship breakup, he was faithful, like I said, was showing me who I have besides them, and showing me that, hey, those weren't your only people in life, like you thought they were. You had more than just them. The Nerves for Ohio High Point, he showed me, hey, it's gonna be okay. I've got you. You're gonna make the right decisions. You're gonna do the right things, and it's gonna be okay. And you're still gonna be able to see people figuring out my purpose, like I said with the camp with the kids and finding kids with disabilities and stuff, and helping them get closer to God. Finding that purpose and figuring out that cosmetology may not be my choice. Maybe it's photography. Finding my community, like I said, finding the right people, putting me in the community with kids with disabilities, Young Life, Capernaum, sorry, I don't know why I say it like that. He's helped me find my way back. Like I said, I had a very Christ-centered July, and July was just an awesome July, probably my favorite July so far. So that's he's helped me back, and he's stayed with me through that, and he's showed me, hey, I'm still here, I still exist. One piece of encouragement to anyone thinking about following Jesus. I'm gonna give you 5 pieces of encouragement. It's worth it. If you've been following me for a while and you're like, it's not worth it, maybe you just need to pray about it. Maybe you need to, I don't know, write about it and do anything. But if you've been following him for a while and you're like, I'm starting to see her change, and I know her personally, I'm starting to see her change, pray about it. When you see me next, talk to me about it. Like I said, I've been trying to do Q&As and stuff, but my live streams and my comments are not working. So I am figuring that out. But when I tried to do my live stream last week for the Whole Purpose live stream, I had to show you the questions that I had on here. I had it written in my notebook. I had this section is questions for the live stream. And this upper half section is questions from the live stream. Did I get to do it? No, because my comments weren't working. So encouragement that I have for you. You guys can't see my eyeballs. You're literally just looking at my mouth. Encouragement that I have for you. God is waiting. God's waiting for you with open arms. He's going to be waiting for a long time. Following him is worth it. If you haven't realized that by now, then go back and watch my very first video, which, by the way, tomorrow will be the 1 year since my very first video, so I'm planning on doing something very big for that. But start doing what I'm doing. Take notes on things. Like, if you're watching my videos and you're like, I understand what she's saying, but I need help. I need to write them down. Write it down. Find you a thick notebook. Write whatever stands out to you that I say or somebody says. But encouragement-wise, it's worth it. God is waiting for you. God is waiting for you with open arms. He will forever and always be waiting for you. If you feel like you want to change things and turn things around, go to God. God will pick you up. He picked me up. He turned me around. He placed my feet on solid ground. I thank the Master. He'll pick you up, he'll turn you around, and he'll place your feet on solid ground. God can do it. God can do miracles. God can change you. God can turn your life around. If you need change, go to God. Sorry. And I'm kind of going to bring up the whole purpose thing. Think about your purpose. Think about why you're here. Pray about it. And God will answer your prayers. I'm just going to put pray. Like, if you're like, I want to follow Jesus, but I don't know where to start, pray. Pray, 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 pray. I can't say pray enough. Pray. Something's going on. Pray. If you're really happy and thankful for everything, pray. I'm literally going to put pray in all caps here. Pray. If you don't know where to start in the Bible, find a Bible study. Find a Bible study. It's not that hard. Go on Pinterest. July Bible study. This is what I do. Each month I'll find a Bible study off of Pinterest and I'll follow that Bible study. So find a Bible study. Find people that have a relationship with God for you to go to. Find your people. Find God's people to help you. It's easy to just go to somebody and be like, hey, I've seen God change your life. Can he change mine? And they'll be like, yeah, let me show you what you can do to get to that point. Alright, what am I praying for this next year with Christ? This next year with Christ, I'm praying that he I pray that he helps me through my struggles with High Point, and with anything. I pray that he continues to use me. Pray that he continues to change me. He continues to show, I guess that's the same thing as using me. He continues to show me that he's not leaving. He continues to show me he's not leaving my side. He continues to show me things that need to be shown. He continues to answer my prayers. It's a very big one for me, is answering my prayers. Things I'm still learning and growing in. The fact that prayers take a while to get answered. He's always listening and he's always watching. I always seem to forget that. When I'm going through something, I'm like, God, why are you not helping me? Why are you not talking to me? And the whole time he's like, I'm right here. I'm not going nowhere. So one thing that I've learned is, one thing that I still need to learn with, and I say this a lot to you guys, God's still with you. one thing that I'm still learning in is even in the silence, he's working. It's kind of like, I've seen videos where people are like, I always ask Jesus why he's being so quiet, but then I realized that teachers are quiet during the test. So that's one thing that I need to work on, is that even in the silence, he's working. And one thing that I'm still learning is living by the word. And I'm still learning how to spread his word, which is clearly something that I'm not struggling with you guys, but I struggle with when I'm not recording for YouTube. I struggle with it. So, yeah. Alright. Recap. 40-minute video long. I'm going to recap everything that I've written down. I'm not going to ask myself the questions again. I'm just going to recap, pray you guys out, and then we'll be done. The me from a year ago wouldn't believe me if the year ago me sat down across from me right now and she was listening to what I'm saying to you guys, she'd tell me I'm nuts. She's like, what? No, you're crazy. Like, that didn't happen. Oh, yeah, it did. He's changed my mental health. Definitely. I've noticed that infinitely. God wouldn't have been able to help me if I didn't give my life to him. If that day that I did it, if that lady came up to me and she was like, if that lady didn't come up to me, then I wouldn't have done it. But what if that lady came up to me and I told her no and I never did it? God wouldn't have been able to do what he's doing to me now. I'm starting to see my life in a different light. I'm starting to realize things that are better than what they were. I'm starting to put more happiness into things. I'm starting to see myself change. Like I said, I'm starting to help around the house more. I'm not arguing as much. I'm not getting in trouble as much, and I'm being nicer than I've ever been. I'm so nice, but I don't get in trouble. He's changed me deeply. He's like I said, I've seen my mental health change. I've seen the way I see life change. I've seen a bunch of things in my life change. I started to stand up for myself more. If somebody says something that I don't like about me, I'll be like, no, I did that yesterday. My cousin said something, and I was like, no, I don't want to be part of it. I don't want nothing to do with it. It's not my business. And she said some stuff, and I said, okay then. Like, I stood up for myself. He's changed my surroundings, who I surround myself with, what I surround myself with. He's changed that. He's using me. Like I said, he's using me to help people that I love and know try to be better people. He's using me to help kids with disabilities believe in him more. Started to care more deeply. Yeah, definitely. Like I said, when somebody else is sad, even if it's my fault that they're sad, I feel bad for them. The friendship breakup, he helped me through that 1 week of struggle. He's helped me realize that, hey, you have more people in your life than just those people. The nerves for OHP, which is Ohio High Point, the nerves of being like, what if I don't, like, I'm leaving all my friends? What if I don't like cosmetology? He's helping me through that. Figuring out my purpose, which is helping kids with disabilities get closer to him. He's helped me because my purpose, I thought my purpose was reading the Bible and going to church all the time and just being with him. Now he gave me a purpose, and he's helped me figure out that purpose and make sure it is my purpose. Finding my community, like I said, finding real friends, finding who really cares for me, and then finding my community with the kids. He's helped me find my way back. Like I said, my Christ-centered July, where I did nothing but focus on him. That was his way of helping me find my way back. And advice for you guys, again, God is waiting for you with open arms. If you need to change, go to God. Pray, 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 pray. I can't say that enough. Pray. find a Bible study and find God's people to help you. God has a huge community. Find somebody part of it. And if you know me personally, come talk to me. If you feel like you're like, hey, your videos are helping me. Can we talk? Yes, absolutely. I pray that he helps me through my struggles with OHP. He continues to use me. I pray that God continues to change me. I pray that he continues to show me he's not leaving me. I pray he continues to answer my prayers. And then some things I'm still learning. Prayers take a while to get answered. Something that I could pray right now may not get answered till 3 years down the road, and that's okay. I'm still learning that he's always with me no matter what. Even if he's being silent and not doing anything, he will forever be with me. Even in the silence, he's working. Like I just said, he's still working on something, even if he's not doing it. If you don't see it, he's still doing it. I'm struggling with living by his word. I read his word and then I just go along with my day. I need to read it and then use that word as the way I live. And I need to learn how to spread his word besides this YouTube channel. So that's something else I need to work on. Okay, well that was just a recap. So now I'm going to pray us out, do my outro, and then that'll be today's video. And then tomorrow I'm planning on making a very big video on a very big and fun day for my 1 year of this YouTube channel. Okay. Dear Lord, I pray that whoever is watching this finds ways to come to you and finds my encouragement encouraging. I pray that you, this next upcoming year following you, you help me with the things I need help with, and you lead me through everything, and you lead me better decisions than I've ever made. I pray that whatever decisions that I've gone through this past year lead to so much better things this next year with you. I pray that you continue to walk with me, and I pray that whoever is watching this whoever has been following me my channel for a while will learn that you are you and you aren't leaving and that you're waiting for them. I pray that if somebody who's new to my channel and is just now seeing this, I pray that my videos today help them learn that you're you, and I pray that whoever's watching this needs to hear what needs to be heard. I pray that I said the right things. I pray that this next year with you will be totally worth it. In Jesus' name, I pray. Amen. That was today's video. I love you guys so much. I will see you tomorrow for the 1 year anniversary. Love you guys. Bye.